On September 2nd, we were in Man of War, Bahamas. We were with a church that we've been many times ministering there. We've been there for the week, but September 2nd would definitely prove to be something we will never forget. As Dorian, Category 5 hurricane, hit that island. They were teaching us kind of how to be prepared for a hurricane, and so Kerri and I went to the grocery store. We got non-perishable foods. We filled up our bathtubs with water,
right,
and all the sinks and everything, and I mean, they were pretty calm about riding this out.
They were telling us Man of War is the safest place you can be in a hurricane, if you're going to be in a hurricane.
And I mean, you know, within reason, everybody was very, very calm about it. They said, you know, it's going to be a strong hurricane, but just stay inside.
We did try to get out, though. We did call the airlines, and we asked them if they could fly us out, and they were booked up. Said everybody's trying to get out, and also they were closing the airport soon, so we couldn't get out either.
So we were going to be riding the storm out.
Right.
And so we decided, okay, and even our friends on the island said, hey, you can come ride the storm out with us. But we felt like, well, no, you've told us how to be prepared. We were staying in the upper apartment at the church, and we were all prepared. So Saturday night came. About 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, the winds started picking up. And I mean, I don't really know how strong the winds were, but they were above 40, 50 mile an hour winds. And all night long, it just, as the outer bands got closer, it kept getting stronger. But come Sunday morning, it was noticeably stronger. And I texted one of our friends on the island, and he said, how you guys doing? And I said, pretty good. The winds are pretty strong. And he said, they're gonna get a lot stronger. And so when he texted that back to me, I looked over at Kerri, and the apartment we were in was shaking so violent. I mean, it was already shaking.
Yeah.
And we knew there was a fellowship hall down underneath us that just, we could
It was
run
at least
to.
underneath, so at least we thought we would feel better lower.
Right, definitely. So we made the decision, we packed up a few things, and we ran out in the weather, in the wind, and got down underneath. And as soon as we got inside the fellowship hall, once again, it got stronger, and it just kept getting more loud and more strong until Kerri started realizing, okay, there's water coming in pretty strongly in the windows. There were windows all around that room. And even though they had them blocked with hurricane shutters and things like that, the water was still coming in.
The building was shaking.
Yeah.
So we thought, okay, we've got to get somewhere safer. We've at least got to have a place safer than just roaming around this room. So we moved into the hallway.
Yes. Well, and all the while we began to hear things hitting the side of the building. We didn't know what, but we could tell that it was
Debris was definitely flying.
large objects were beginning to hit the side of the building. And so we closed ourselves off from that room, and we were finally in this little area of Sunday school rooms and some bathrooms. And we kind of got in the middle of those two bathrooms because it had a lot of walls, and just felt safer there. And we stood in the dark and just listened to destruction happen all around
We're in
us.
the dark right now.
We actually went into one of the little restrooms and closed the door, and it was actually pulling on the door, the air pressure. And so I put my hand up against it and just kind of laid up against it and praying and singing and singing and praying. And it was really frightening a whole lot of the time. We would pray, and it would at least bring us some calm. Then we would sing and sing words like, in the dark of the midnight have I oft hid my face, while the storms howl above me and there's no hiding place. Mid the crash of the thunder, precious Lord, hear my cry, keep me safe till the storm passes by. And then we would sing together, we would sing the chorus, and then we'd pray, and we did that for an hour and a half at least. And finally we noticed about an hour and a half later, things got noticeably quieter and the wind had died down. And so we opened the door and we looked out, and we could see that it was brighter outside. And so we went to the fellowship hall door and we opened it up, and wow, I mean, it was destruction. I mean, things were laying everywhere. Rain had blown in. It had blown in three other windows
broken, and then there was this great big
hole in the wall.
In the side of the wall.
We looked to the side, and we could see the church building when we looked out this way, and the whole back wall of the church was gone and was laying on the building that we were in. And so we were literally looking into the sanctuary. The entire wall was gone. About that time, a gentleman come walking by, and he yelled out to us and asked if we were okay, and I said yeah. And then he made the statement, are you guys going to stay there for the second half? And I'm like, there's more? And he said, oh yeah, we're in the center of the eye right now, and we have the other eye wall to go through, and
it's longer.
Yeah, and it's usually stronger
and
too.
Stronger.
And so we both said, no, we're not going to ride that out in here. So we crawled out of that window and we began to make our way down the road. And as we did, houses were already destroyed.
Yeah.
There were golf carts, because that's their main way of getting around on the island, all laying all over the place, just mangled, and light poles and everything just was.
We just could not imagine it getting worse.
Right.
We couldn't imagine what stronger and harder